can silently work against you, especially if you're over 60. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to specific food interactions. What once felt harmless could now be increasing inflammation, worsening nerve pain, and triggering dangerous conditions like peripheral neuropathy. For seniors dealing with tingling, numbness, or burning sensations in the feet, understanding what not to eat with walnuts is crucial. Below are 5 common foods that you must avoid pairing with walnuts if you want to protect your feet and your independence.
Wow, guys, welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about walnuts, but the last video, we were talking about sweet potatoes, right? So, I'm finishing up my sweet potato because it helps with my leg health, right? But today, we're going to be talking about neuropathy and pain, that tingling sensation that you can get in your legs, and the numbness sometimes, and those things that get into your feet, neuropathy, right? And I love walnuts, but I never knew that a combination of walnuts with something else could cause me all kinds of trouble. So let's just take a listen and see what we can learn. Guys, I will be pausing, so please don't get, just know that that's happening. Here we go. Let's get started.
Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell.
Please do.
So you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Processed meats like bacon, sausages, ham. For many older Americans, the aroma of sizzling bacon on a Sunday morning brings back memories. Family breakfast, holiday gatherings, comfort. It's familiar, it's nostalgic, and it's quietly harmful when paired with something as seemingly innocent as walnuts. You see, walnuts are praised for their heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids and their ability to reduce inflammation. But here's what few people talk about. When you eat walnuts together with processed meats like bacon, ham, or sausages, you're creating a hidden storm inside your body, one that hits older adults the hardest. Processed meats are packed with sodium nitrates, artificial preservatives, and saturated fats. On their own, these ingredients are already taxing for aging bodies. But mixed with walnuts, this duo can trigger a surge of inflammatory responses, particularly in the peripheral nerves, the ones responsible for sensation in your feet and legs. For seniors whose circulation and nerve function may already be compromised due to age, diabetes, or arthritis, this combination can become dangerous. The result? A noticeable increase in foot pain, burning sensations, tingling in the toes, and overall numbness. It may start subtly. Perhaps you find your feet falling asleep more often, or you begin to lose your balance. But make no mistake, these are warning signs that your nerves are inflamed, overworked, and possibly starting to deteriorate. What makes it worse is that these symptoms are often dismissed. It's just old age, many say, but it's not just aging, it's inflammation, and it's made worse by what you eat together. Even more alarming is that this combination may reduce your nerve regeneration capacity, meaning once damage is done, recovery is slower, if it happens at all. For some seniors, this has led to a permanent loss of feeling in their feet, which raises the risk of falls, foot injuries, and in more severe cases, even amputations. So while that crispy strip of bacon beside a handful of walnuts might look harmless on your breakfast plate, it's worth asking yourself, is the flavor worth the risk to your mobility and independence? Now, if this surprised you, wait until you hear what happens when walnuts meet sugar. The effects on your nerves may be even more immediate. and far more dangerous. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Refined sugar or high sugar desserts. There's a certain comfort in sweet things. A slice of cake after Sunday supper, a few cookies during afternoon tea, or even a flavored yogurt that promises low fat but is quietly packed with sugar. These treats feel innocent, tiny pleasures that bring a smile. But for seniors, especially those who enjoy walnuts as part of their daily diet, these sugary indulgences could be feeding something far more dangerous: the slow, silent destruction of your nerve health. Walnuts are well known for their natural ability to regulate blood sugar and support brain and heart function. But when combined with foods high in refined sugar, their benefits are not just canceled out, they're reversed. This seemingly harmless combination can ignite dangerous spikes in blood glucose, leading to increased inflammation, oxidative stress, and long-term nerve damage, particularly in your extremities like your feet. If you've ever experienced a burning sensation in your soles or a creeping numbness in your toes after a sweet snack, that is not a coincidence. As we age, our nerves become more fragile. The small capillaries that carry blood and oxygen to our extremities weaken, and excess sugar makes this worse. It stiffens arteries, reduces circulation, and literally starves the nerves in your feet. Now, when walnuts, a powerful natural anti-inflammatory, are eaten alongside sugary desserts, the body's systems clash. Your body is trying to heal while also fighting a chemical assault from sugar. In the end, your nerves lose that battle. The effects aren't just physical, they can touch every part of your life. Think about it. Numb feet mean less stability. Less stability means fewer walks, less confidence behind the wheel, and more fear of falling. It starts small, skipping a walk outside because your legs feel off. But over time, it becomes a loss of freedom, a loss of independence. Many seniors don't connect their sugar habits.
Guys, I want to stop right here. Walnuts are good for us, but what he's sharing is when we combine them with these sugary foods like we normally do, and there are even some walnuts you can buy that are coated. You bought those before, that those nuts, they have the sugar on them, and out of the stores. And you remember, I grew up, my mom baking walnut cupcakes and all kinds of things. But when we were younger, it was okay. We could burn it off. It didn't seem to bother us as much. But these videos in my channel, I'm dealing with the mature. I'm dealing with seniors. I'm dealing with senior ones that the ones that you're caring for could be seniors. You might not be a senior, but the one you're caring for could be a senior. Or you could be a senior caring for a senior. And we're learning that the bodies are different. Our bodies process foods differently now. And a lot of things sometimes that folks will feel or say, oh, it's just part of getting old. Oh, I'm just this. I hear people say that a lot. Oh man, my bones is just, I'm just getting older. I'm just getting older. That could be, but what we're learning from these educational videos, that a lot of times it is not. A lot of times it is the combination of foods maybe we were eating that we once ate and it was okay, where now it is not okay. We can still eat things and eat them in moderation, but maybe the way we used to eat them, or cutting back on definitely the sugary products. And sugar is sneaky, because sugar is sneaky and salt is sneaky. Because I thought, excuse me, that I had a product that was less in sugar. And then I looked and I was like, this thing tastes sweet, but it says no sugar. You got to be careful because they're putting in sugar, alcohol, or something else in there. Not natural sugar, but they're putting in other things to substitute for that. So your body misinterprets and thinks that it is sugar, and therefore it releases insulin into our system from our pancreas, will give us empty calories. And we're still wondering what is going on. Why is my body still acting this way? This thing has no sugar, but it does have sugar. So let's go on. So this is what we're doing in this
To
channel
their
here, this
foot
live.
pain, the tingling, the burning, the icy cold sensations in the middle of the night, all signs that nerve health is slipping away. And when those signals are ignored, the damage becomes harder to reverse. So next time you're craving that sugary treat, especially with walnuts on your plate, ask yourself, is this sweet moment worth the long-term suffering in your feet? Now, if you think sugar was a surprising culprit, wait until we uncover the hidden damage caused by something even more socially accepted, a glass of wine with your walnuts. The effects may be deeper than you imagine. How are you feeling today? If your legs feel a little heavy, try sipping a warm cup of ginger tea. It can do wonders for circulation and your spirit. 3. Alcohol, including wine, beer, or liquor. For many seniors, a glass of wine with dinner or a sip of bourbon by the fire feels like one of life's small pleasures, earned through decades of hard work, family memories, and resilience. It's a ritual, a sign of comfort and enjoyment. But what most older adults don't realize is that when alcohol is consumed alongside walnuts, it can trigger a hidden process in the body that may quietly accelerate nerve damage, especially in the feet and legs. Walnuts are rich in omega-3s, magnesium, and B vitamins, nutrients that play a vital role in keeping the nervous system healthy. In isolation, walnuts offer real benefits for the aging brain and circulatory system. However, when paired with alcohol, those same nutrients become harder for your body to absorb. Alcohol blocks the absorption of vitamin B1, thiamine, B6, B12, and folate, all of which are essential for nerve repair and function. Without them, nerves begin to suffer, starting with a loss of sensitivity in the feet, strange tingling sensations, and over time, more serious nerve degeneration. The danger doesn't stop at nutrient depletion. Alcohol also acts as a neurotoxin, especially when the liver and kidneys are less efficient, which is often the case with age. Combined with the fatty acids in walnuts, the body may experience increased oxidative stress, further inflaming nerves and breaking down communication between the brain and the extremities. It becomes harder for your body to send signals down to your toes, leading to poor coordination, numbness, or even sharp stabbing pains in the night that disturb your sleep. And let's not forget the emotional toll. Losing feeling in your feet means more than physical discomfort. It means losing confidence in your balance, walking less, moving slower, and fearing a fall with every step. Many seniors retreat from their normal routines because their body no longer feels safe and they don't know why. But the answer could be as simple and as unexpected as what's on their dinner plate and in their glass. So, while that evening drink may seem harmless, pairing it with walnuts, no matter how health conscious it appears, can gradually erode the very systems you rely on to stay independent. Still, the threat doesn't end here. Imagine the foods we think of as vegetables, healthy, fresh, good for the heart, actually making nerve pain worse when combined with walnuts. The next item on the list may shock you. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Nightshade vegetables like tomatoes, eggplant, potatoes. At first glance, vegetables like tomatoes, eggplant, and potatoes don't raise any alarms. In fact, many seniors have grown up with these foods as staples: roasted potatoes with dinner, fresh tomatoes from the garden, eggplant parmigiana on a Sunday night. They're colorful, delicious, and often considered part of a healthy plate. But what many don't know is that these common vegetables belong to a group called nightshades, and when eaten alongside walnuts, they may contribute to something far more serious than just an upset stomach: chronic nerve pain, inflammation, and worsening numbness in the feet. Nightshades contain a naturally occurring chemical called solanine, which in small amounts is not toxic for everyone. But for older adults, especially those already dealing with nerve sensitivity, arthritis, or circulation issues, solanine can quietly stir up inflammation in the joints and nerves. And when paired with walnuts, which are dense in healthy fats and bioactive compounds, the body's inflammatory response may intensify. What's meant to be anti-inflammatory turns reactive. It doesn't always show up right away. Maybe your feet feel heavier after meals. Maybe there's a dull ache in your legs when you lie down at night, or a stiffness in your ankles that wasn't there before. You might think it's just aging, but aging doesn't have to come with pain. These subtle shifts in your body could be your nerves sending out distress signals, warning that the food combinations you've trusted for years are now working against you. The most troubling part is that the pain from nightshades is often misdiagnosed. It mimics arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, or just normal soreness. But when seniors remove nightshades from their diet, or at least avoid eating them with walnuts, many report clearer mobility, less swelling in their feet, and fewer sleepless nights spent tossing because of aching legs. We often hear that food is medicine, but what's rarely said is that some combinations of healthy foods can act like poison, especially in older, more vulnerable bodies. When you eat nightshades and walnuts together, you may be unknowingly feeding an inflammatory cycle that chips away at your independence, one step at a time. And if these everyday vegetables can do this, imagine what happens when you combine walnuts with something as seemingly healthy as soy-based foods. The next hidden danger may already be in your fridge. 5.
Well, guys, as caregivers, can you imagine we are giving our loved ones a late night snack or in the evening or something? And I don't know how many people eat walnuts. I know they're good for the heart and the mind, omega-3, they're good for us. But if we combine them with this other thing and we're giving them to our loved ones, and then they're now having pain, and we're not even thinking that the pain maybe is coming from a combination of the food that we're giving them in their diet, and then they have to go to the doctor, and the doctor is going to give them something, maybe gabapentin, something, I don't know for sure, and trying to treat the this discomfort, these nerve endings, these pains that they're having. I know my mom was taking gabapentin, and I don't know if I don't remember giving her walnuts, but I know that there were other foods that now that I'm learning, I could have been putting in her diet out of not knowing, and therefore trying to treat it with the medicine, because there were certain times it would flare up and there were certain times that it wouldn't. And I couldn't understand why it was flaring up. And it could have been something to do with the diet. And I didn't know. You know, again, Hosea 4:6 in the scripture says, and y'all know I got to bring in the Bible. It says that my people are destroyed due to a lack of knowledge. If you don't know, you just don't know. But now that we are learning better and we know better, we'll be able to do better. And we'll be able to do better for ourselves, and we'll be able to do better for the ones that we're caring for our elderly loved ones. So, guys, let's get back and let's see what else we can learn. I never knew this about walnuts. I grew up in South Georgia where walnuts were plentiful, but I didn't know the effect that it had on the aged. Let's learn some more.
Soy-based foods, tofu, soy milk, edamame. For years, soy has been marketed as a miracle food, high in protein, low in fat, heart-friendly. For health-conscious seniors, adding tofu to stir fries or swapping dairy for soy milk often feels like the right choice. But behind this wholesome image lies a subtle, rarely discussed danger, especially when soy is consumed alongside walnuts. What you think is helping your body might actually be robbing it of the very nutrients it needs to stay strong, particularly in your nerves and lower limbs. The issue lies in phytoestrogens, plant-based compounds found in soy that mimic estrogen in the body. While that might sound harmless, these compounds can interfere with your body's ability to absorb and regulate key minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc. These minerals are essential for nerve health and muscle coordination, and for older adults, even a small imbalance can lead to significant consequences, such as numbness in the feet, tingling sensations in the legs, and muscle cramping that seems to come out of nowhere. Now, add walnuts into the mix. Walnuts are rich in healthy fats and trace minerals, but they also rely on a well-functioning digestive and metabolic system to deliver their benefits. When eaten with soy, however, the absorption of those minerals may be blocked or weakened. It's like preparing a nutritious meal and then locking the door before your body can receive the good it was meant to do. What begins as occasional fatigue or a strange heaviness in your legs after meals can gradually become something more persistent, an unsteady gait, weaker steps, or even loss of balance. Seniors often blame these symptoms on aging, but the real culprit might be what's on your plate. Soy and walnuts may both be healthy on their own, but together they can create the perfect storm for nerve irritation and mineral depletion, especially in those over 60 whose systems don't bounce back the way they used to. If you've felt unusually tired after meals, notice that your feet fall asleep more often, or wake up with dull aches in your lower legs, it may be time to rethink how these foods interact inside your body. Healing and strength start at the cellular level, and your nerves, especially in your feet, are paying close attention. But food isn't the only threat. There's one more overlooked mistake many seniors make with walnuts, a dangerous timing error that can affect how your body processes even the healthiest meals, and it's happening in more homes than you'd expect. 6. The hidden cost. It's not just about your feet. When you feel numbness in your feet or a tingling in your toes, it's easy to dismiss it as just part of getting older. Maybe you think you just sat too long or wore the wrong shoes. But what if those small discomforts are actually warnings? Quiet signals from your body telling you that something deeper is happening. Because here's the truth. It's not just about your feet. It's about your whole life. Your feet are your foundation. They carry you through your days, help you maintain balance, and give you the freedom to move, explore, and live independently. When sensation in your feet begins to fade or pain becomes constant, it doesn't stop there. It begins to change how you move, how you feel, and what you're able to do. You might start avoiding walks outside or hesitate to climb stairs. You may feel unsure in the shower, unsteady in the kitchen, or fearful of falling on a sidewalk. That fear slowly chips away at your confidence, and without confidence, independence starts to slip through your fingers. For many seniors, this loss begins so subtly that it's almost invisible, until it isn't. A missed step, a sudden fall, a bruise that won't heal, a trip to the emergency room, all because the feet, those often overlooked parts of our bodies, were quietly suffering. And in many cases, it's not due to bad luck or aging. It's the result of years of inflammation, poor circulation, and nerve damage fed unknowingly by the food choices we make every day. That's the hidden cost. It's not just discomfort in your toes. It's the loss of ease, the loss of movement, the loss of freedom. And once it starts, it becomes much harder to reverse. That's why awareness matters now. The foods you eat today, especially how you combine them, could be protecting you or pushing you toward a future of limited mobility and increased dependency. But what if preventing this decline wasn't as hard as you think? What if the key to preserving your independence and restoring energy in your legs wasn't in a pill, but in something much simpler: timing? There's one mistake many seniors make when eating walnuts, even with healthy meals, and fixing it could change everything. 7. What should seniors do instead? When you begin to understand how food combinations quietly influence your body, especially your nerves, it becomes clear that wellness in your later years isn't just about what you eat, but how and when you eat it. For seniors, small dietary adjustments can lead to big shifts in mobility, pain levels, and overall vitality. You don't need to give up walnuts or live in fear of every bite. But you do need to become more thoughtful, because now you know certain pairings, though seemingly healthy, can do more harm than good. Start by treating walnuts as a standalone ally, not a sidekick to meals filled with processed meats, sugar, alcohol, or heavy starches. Enjoy them as a mid-morning snack, paired with a glass of water or herbal tea when your digestion is most active. This allows your body to fully absorb their anti-inflammatory and heart protective properties without interference. Timing matters. When you eat the right food at the wrong time or in the wrong combination, your body pays a quiet price. Be conscious of how your body responds to meals. If your legs feel heavy, your feet go numb, or you find yourself waking up with tingling in your toes, pause and reflect on what you ate that day. Food doesn't lie. It speaks to you through your symptoms. Learning to listen is a skill that can truly transform your health. Also, make hydration a priority. Seniors often overlook water, yet it's crucial for flushing toxins, regulating blood sugar, and supporting nerve function. Add gentle daily movement. Just 10 minutes of walking after meals can improve circulation in the feet and lower legs. And perhaps most importantly, don't ignore small signs. That dull ache in your arch or numbness in your big toe may be your body's early cry for help. Listening early means you still have the chance to protect your independence, your balance, your ability to live life on your own terms. Health after 60 isn't about being perfect. It's about being wise. And wisdom starts with paying attention. You now hold a powerful truth. Food can be your healer, or it can be your silent saboteur. But beyond all the nutritional advice,
Wow, guys. Wow, guys. This is so powerful. And I have had tingling in my toes before, and I've had a sharp pain, and I didn't know. I never dawned on me to check my food. It's the food. Oh my God. So, guys, listen, we're going to move on because I have another appointment. Let's get this information in. So, let's talk about some foods to avoid. High sugar foods when we're dealing with this neuropathy, and that would be like candy, soda, and baked goods can cause blood sugar spikes, worsening neuropathy symptoms, the tingling and the burning and all the things you feel in the legs and feet. My mom used to say it felt like little ants crawling, and sometimes her legs would get hot and feel like they were on fire. That was her description. Um, Processed and fried foods, That would be your fast food and frozen meals. They contain unhealthy fats that increase inflammation. So that's inflammation is the deal. I don't do the alcohol thing anymore, but some people do. So excessive alcohol. Alcohol has a toxic effect on nerve tissue and can cause worsening symptoms. And guys, alcohol, of course, has sugar in it. You know that. Okay. And gluten, some individuals with neuropathy may experience worsening symptoms due to gluten sensitivity. So let's look at a couple of Black Americans and cultural Caribbean dishes and whatever. So some dishes, we use collard greens a lot. So braised collard greens, rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties, collard greens can be slow cooked with garlic, and we do our collard greens, onions, and a touch of turmeric for added nerve support. I don't know. Now, in my collard greens, I didn't put turmeric in there, and I don't remember putting garlic. But if you do that, let me know. Leave a comment if you prepare your collard greens that way. Let's talk about it. I had a friend that enjoyed this. I had never had it. It's pumpkin miso soup. It's a fusion of Caribbean and Asian flavors, and this soup provides essential vitamins and minerals that promote nerve health. I learned something new. I did not know about pumpkin soup. So, guys, one of my girlfriends had it. I've never had it. It says very good, but now I find out that it's very healthy because it will help with your legs. So you're caring for your loved one, and maybe they're having these neuropathy issues. Pumpkin soup, if they're not allergic to it. How about this one? Peanut butter banana oat shake. Peanut butter banana oat shake. Okay, that's a nutrient-dense shake that combines fiber, healthy fats, and protein to support nerve function. All right, I learned something new there. The Mediterranean and the Middle Eastern options, they have a lot of those. Lentils, I've been on lentils lately. Remember, we had one video about lentils. As a matter of fact, I just put on a pot today. I went and bought the actual lentils. I was doing lentil. They had the packet that you can buy and put it in the microwave. It was easy to take to work. I would throw in some avocado, and it was great. But I read the package, so it has high salt content. So anytime you get anything off the shelf, be it in cans or in those microwave packets, they're high in salt. So I went and bought the actual lentils myself, and I'm cooking them in my crock pot so I can control the salt, and I'm seasoning them guys with my smoked turkey butt. So there you go. So there, and I also have some brown rice. I made brown rice, and I can carry that in my lunch. So now I don't have to be contending with the salt. Okay, but if you're going to do the cans, make sure you rinse it because they are high in salt content for preservatives. Okay, all right. Spinach and chickpea stew. I have some chickpeas in there, and I love spinach. It's a spinach-inspired dish. A spinach and chickpea soup stew is a Spanish-inspired dish that combines chickpeas, almonds, and olive oil for a nerve-supporting meal. Guys, if you knew that or if you eat that, please leave me a comment. Plant-based and whole food meals to help with the nerves. So we already know about avocado. So omega-3 packed avocado. Avocado provides healthy fats that support nerve function while whole grain bread offers fiber. So, guys, I do my avocados. Salmon. Salmon is rich in omega-3s, which help reduce inflammation. And I know a lot of people say, I don't like salmon, I don't like this, I don't like that. But if you can eat it, it's good for you because it reduces inflammation and support nerve health, guys. So these are just a few things here. Leave me your recipes, please. Anything that can help somebody else with this fighting against managing neuropathy, the nerve tingling in the toes, in the feet. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but it's a known fact that death begins with the feet. It starts from the feet and it works its way up our body. I don't know if you knew that. I didn't always know that. I found that out when my mother was in hospice um, at home. She was in hospice at home. And the hospice nurse began to explain to me, she said, do you know how the process of death works? And I said, no, because I've always worked in surgery, I've worked in geriatrics, I've worked everywhere, but never hospice. She said, okay, death starts from the feet and works its way up. So this is not just anything that I'm doing to frighten people. I'm learning this myself, and as I'm teaching and sharing with you, I'm also learning with my body. I want to live long and I want to live healthy. You've heard me say that, and I pray the same for you. However, we must come to know that food, that's what we do. We eat every day. Unless we're fasting, we eat. And so we want to find out if the food we're eating is helping us or if it's hurting us or if we need to eat it a different way, whatever we can do. None of us want to be in pain. And those tinglings and hurtings in the legs and sharp pains shooting through the legs, and you don't want to walk, and we don't want to be like that. That's not the way we want to be. So guys, pray for me as we continue to do research and we work together to find out how we can help our loved ones that we're caring for and how we can help ourselves that we can live healthy. And the pill is not always the answer. Sometimes we got to have the pill. There's a pill that I take. I take a low high blood pressure pill. I'm not saying we can't take pills. But if we are eating food and it's causing the problem, then we're going to the doctor to get a pill that help us take care of the problem that we're causing because we're eating. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So if we can first figure out with the food how to help us, then maybe it will help us not have to take so many pills to treat the symptoms, because the pills are treating the symptoms. It is not treating the cause. And so we see now the cause could be what we're eating. You say, wow, really? And I know. So guys, let's work on it. Let's see if we can do better, right? Let's see if we can do better. If we know better, we can do better. And I'll say with you so much, like my bishop always said, I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm excited about it. I'm passionate about it. I love information that can help us. Um, I hate being ignorant. Ignorant means not knowing. And you'll say, oh man, if I had known that, I would have never done that. If I had known that, right? So I don't feel guilty about anything that I did not know when I was caring for my mom and for my husband. But I'm blessed to be able to find out the information that I am getting now, and that we can take it and use it and better ourselves and better our loved ones. That's what it's all about, guys. So I want to just take this moment to say thank you, thank you, and thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for liking. I have some friends, they say, oh man, I'm sharing those videos. I'm sharing those videos. Thank you. Thank you. Because it might not be for you, but it might be for someone you know. You might say, my legs are not tingling and I ain't having no trouble with no neuropathy and none of the stuff is bothering me. I say, God bless you. And may you always stay that way. But you might know somebody. There might be an auntie. There might be a grandma. Might be a grandpa. There might be somebody you know that is having trouble with their legs. And they're uncomfortable and they don't fully know why. And maybe they're taking all kinds of medication, trying to figure it out, but they're eating the wrong foods or maybe eating the wrong foods at the wrong time. Okay? So, knowledge, someone said, is power. And I also heard someone say, applied knowledge is power. So, it's not just enough for us to know, but we need to do. That makes sense? And if that makes sense to anybody, please give the video a like. Please leave a comment. Please share it to your friends and family. I would like to um, this year, this year, between now and my birthday is in November. Between now and November, and we're in May now. Yeah, today is May 5th. We're in May. So we have June, July, August, September, October, and November. Oh, we have 6 months. I would like to be able to share as many tips and as much healthful information as I can dig up that will help family caregivers and that will help Black family caregivers. And I usually, well, family caregivers all over, but I told you before, on my channel, my target market is Black family caregivers because a lot of times we do not have access to the information. Or either we have access to it, but we don't, some kind of way we don't get the information. Okay? So I'm trying to find ways to remedy that. So, however, I can help get that information into homes, into Black churches, into the Black community, into however we need the information. If we can get that in there and begin to help one another, it will be a blessing. It will be a godsend. So that my vision, my heart's desire, and I pray that if the Lord allows me to live by His grace, you will help me do that because I can't do it alone. I can come over here and talk and nobody getting information, but that's not helping anybody. But for the ones of you that is sharing it with someone, or the ones of you that telling me, say, every time I come on your channel, I'm learning something. That's what I want. That's my heart desire. That's my gift. That's what it's all about. If I can share something with you that you can share with somebody else that can help, even if it's just one person, if you can help somebody stop their legs from hurting, just one person, they can figure out how they can stop their legs from having that tingling and those sharp pains at night. Because you see, it might be what you're eating. It would be worth it right then and there, man. It would be worth it. Because one somebody will be finding comfort. You see what I'm saying? Oh my God, that's what it is. You see, I would love to have I have some friends that have YouTube channels and they have bukus of people. And I would love to have that. But I thank God for just the 1, 2, the 3, the 18,000 subscribers, whatever I have on here. But if it just helped one person, and I know that your health was increased, I know that you felt better. I know that you as a family caregiver was able to help your mom your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your dad, by one thing that I said, that would be a blessing. That is what will bless my heart. Yes, yes, yes. And then when you turn around, like some of you do, and you leave a comment and you say, wow, I do this, but I didn't know that. Or I found out this, now I'm going to try that. I'm going to stop using this. Oh my God. You just don't know how much that blesses me. It really, really blesses me. And I appreciate that. That's what it's about. We are family. We are family. We are no island. I can't be in my little world and I have all my little aches and pains and I keep them all to myself and you got your aches and pains all to no, 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 no. That's not no, no, no. We've never been that way as a people. And in our culture, we've never been that way. If we know something that can help somebody, we use it. My grandfather used to tell people about teas. He goes, they come to him and they said, Mr. Patterson, his name was Reverend William Patterson. This is Mr. Patterson. He'll go and find a tea. He would go in the woods because he understood herbal teas. He would go and find a tea, and he would make that tea, or he would find a plant that could make an ointment, and he would say, mix this with Vaseline or with something, and apply this ointment. He would say, do this or do that, because it wasn't about being you, yourself, and I, but it was a village. It was a community. We believed in helping each other. He would say, eat this. If somebody had something on there, some kind of inflammation in the chest, and they were coughing and carrying on, he said, make this and steam this in. They would do home remedies to help each other. Well, we have to be, we can't get each other to do the home remedies all the time to help each other, but we can share information, we can share knowledge, and we can help each other by God's grace. So if I find out something that can help you, I'm held accountable. I need to share it. If you find out something that can help me, you need to share it because we need to help each other. And that's how we grow. It's unity, one strengthening the other. The Bible says a threefold cord is not easily broken. But one person standing out by themselves, they can really just be, there's no help there, right? So we work together. So churches work together on this thing in helping us, because I know in Black churches, all churches, but I know in Black churches sometimes we do all those meals, we do those dinners, we do all those cakes, we do all those, we just do all that stuff. And it's good. We have fellowship with all the food. But are we giving food maybe to help some of our elderly ones who are having some issues? Or are we aware that they might be having some issues as we're giving them all of that food, right? And sometimes they might not know they want to be there to eat and join in with everybody else. And later they're feeling bad. And later they're aching. And later something is going on and they can't figure out why. What is happening? And it could be just because of something that they ate, right? Because we are what we eat. We are what we eat. It goes in, what we put into our bodies, right? And that's where our nutrients come from. That's where everything that happens come from, is what we eat. And the way we figure out what's in there is when we go to the doctor and he takes blood or she takes blood. And once she takes blood, that's they figure out whatever we've eaten too much of, or we maybe didn't eat enough of, or something is going on. But we in turn, as the video was saying, our bodies speak to us. Our bodies, God made them that way. You can be feeling really good, and then you can eat something, and then all of a sudden you say, wow, why do I feel, I don't know what's going on. The body, it speaks to us. And it's like saying, that thing you just ate, I don't like it. It's making me feel really bad. Or it's sending my blood pressure is up now. Something is happening because you just ate that thing. And you're like, whoa, I better not eat that again. Or that goes against me, right? And it's not always that you're allergic to it, but it just lets you know. I know you know what I'm talking about. I know you've eaten something somewhere. and it made you not feel good. I know you have. I did that with a McDonald's burger. I'm not talking about McDonald's. If you eat McDonald's, enjoy McDonald's. But I don't eat fast food. And I had stopped eating burgers. I was on my way to work and I had to get there quickly. So I said, I don't have time to fix any food. I'm just going to stop and grab a burger. And I did. And I ate it. And I'm telling you, when I got to work, it took me at least 2 hours or more to get myself together because I just felt sluggish. I felt like I was behind. I was trying to, my coworkers, I'm going like, man, I feel so slow. I feel like I can't hardly go. What is going on? And then I had to think, oh my God, I ate that burger. Was it the burger being bad? What it was, my body had gotten used to not eating it. And therefore, I went back and put it in there. So my body was speaking to me in saying that we're not used to this now, and here you bringing this thing back. Now, maybe, I'm just going to throw this out. I don't know. Maybe if I had went back the next day and ate another one, I don't know, and then kept doing it, maybe I would have built up a tolerance to it again. Maybe. What do you think? I don't know. But all I know is I didn't like it, so I didn't do that, and I made it a point to not do it again. So far, by God's grace, I've not had to eat fast food. I try to make it a point to stay away from that. So guys, this is it. I think we've done really good today. Got another appointment to be to real soon. Leave a comment, please, about neuropathy, about walnuts, about anything that we discussed on this video, or the one before where we discussed about sweet potatoes and the legs. Any of the videos, guys. Leave a comment, leave a question, like them, share them. Please, by all means, share them, share them, share them. And we will see you in our next video. Father God, bless every caregiver under the sound of my voice. May the words that I've spoken, may the information that you allow me to bring be a help and not a hindrance. May it be a blessing to the hearer. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen and amen. Guys, we're going to see you right here in our next video.